Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Star Flames and we're back baby with some legal victory. We're gonna call this one Tory Lanez legal touchdown. Let's talk about it, shall we? Because in case you guys haven't been keeping up with the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion case, honey, you need to start to right now because I believe that we are about to see a change in legal history. Let's talk about it, shall we? Because the last video that I did on Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, we spoke about Tory Lanez appeal being approved for August 18th of this year in a Los Angeles court where his legal team will present their new arguments to overturn his conviction. Now guys, I have another update on that because Tory has anchored himself. This is a big deal, you know. He has basically anchored himself. This is not a small victory. This is a major, major victory because once an individual has already been found guilty of a charge and they've been sentenced, and if their legal team applies for an appeal, that is something that the court can consider to grant or refuse. So a few days ago, the court said, okay, we're going to give Tory Lanez the appeal. Your date is August 18th. Well, guess what? Not only are they doing that, you know what they're doing? The court has granted, permission to update his 2023 habeas corpus petition with new evidence. So it's a legal proceeding wherein new evidence can come into play whenever anything about the case. So habeas corpus is basically a legal procedure. So in this case, the legal procedure that is taken here, it means that his legal team can now supplement his original appeal in the Megan Thee Stallion shooting. The Attorney General office has 7 days to respond to the court, right? Because what the judge is now allowing is the new evidence. Now, in case you have missed it, there's a list of new evidence because after Tory Lanez was stabbed, I think that was what, back in May, he was stabbed 17 times and both lungs collapsed. Kelsey's bodyguard was like, okay, this has been weighing heavy on my heart. He says that, you know what, the truth of the matter is Tory Lanez isn't the one basically that did the shooting. So basically the bodyguard statement states, Lane's lawyer has stated that his bodyguard has come forward with new evidence. This alleged includes a statement from Lane's driver, Jaquan Smith, claiming he saw Megan's friend Kelsey Harris holding the gun. However, Smith reportedly did not see who fired it. Now, the DNA evidence is one other thing because remember that they've revealed Tory Lanez's DNA was less than 1%. There were 2 other DNAs on the weapon, but the 2 other DNAs that were on the weapon, it was never brought into question when all 3 should have been examined. And then based off the final results, that would have helped them to determine Tory Lanez's legal team argument versus Megan Thee Stallion's legal team argument. So there's some disparity with the DNA evidence right there. Now, the ring camera footage is also another one where in some source, they basically said that the recording from the ring camera, the audio recording, it matches with what the security guard is saying when the security guard basically gave a recollection of how he heard the shots firing. And when they played the ring camera audio, it matches with what the security guard says. Now also, there's a sole eyewitness by the name of Sean Kelly, reportedly provided the testimony that Lane's team believes challenges the prosecution narrative. So they're basically saying this person by Sean, who's known as Sean Kelly, what they witnessed challenged what the prosecution basically said, took place. But for some reason, I don't know why they're holding back all of that information. So you know that this appeal process, it's a big deal because while it's not a new trial, but it's an appeal in the process, which means that a higher court is reviewing the legal proceedings of the original trials for errors or misconduct, right? So they're looking for errors. So the errors in this case would be like the DNA evidence, because if there were 3 DNAs present on the gun, with Tory Lanez being less than 1%, like how do you use that as a conviction and not bring in the other 2 into consideration? So I think this is a big, big chance for Tory Lanez. And I'm going to say this. Let the truth be revealed. Let justice be served on this case, and let the truth be revealed. If Tory Lanez is the one who actually did the shooting, let that truth be revealed and justice be served, because if he was the one who did it, and he did it intentionally, he should be held accountable. And when I say intentionally, meaning that if he just took the gun and fired at Megan, as Megan Thee Stallion is saying, he should be held accountable. But if it is the case that he was wrestling with Kelsey, you know, as they say, it was happening where Kelsey was firing at Megan Thee Stallion allegedly, and if Tory Lanez tried to intervene with the intention of saving Megan, but then she got shot, I believe that's a case that should be consideration should be used, because his initial intent wasn't to hurt her, but to save her, but she ended up getting hurt, then that can be considered, you know, and I think that some empathy should be given there, because it wasn't his original intention for her to be hurt, right? So I'm just saying, you know, I just hope that the real matter, the real evidence comes into play, and I do hope that justice is served in this case. So I'm really not taking sides, but I'm happy that, because everything about this case is like, it is so questionable, heavily questionable. And all this time, you would think that the internet was just being mischievous, even though the internet have been mischievous with this case for the most part, but somewhat not so mischievous, because some of the things that they've been saying factual, because how is it that the 3 DNA was not used, but Tory Lanez's DNA was the only one that was used, even though it was less than 1%. So some of those things, I can say the internet was not being mischievous in that. But I'm going to keep my eyes peeled on this for you guys. As promised, I did promise, and I'm delivering as promised. So as the process is updated, I'm going to come back and provide you guys with an update once it becomes available, as promised. But anywho, guys, let me know what's your take on the matter. While you're at it, do all you need to do on this video to support your girl. Peace.